Hi everyone, it's Robyn from Water Moon Tarot, and I'm coming to you guys today for my Astrology 101 The Basics Part 3. And today we're going to talk about modalities. So we already talked about that there's 12 signs in the zodiac, and those are divided up based on nature and the cycle of life and the cycle of things and the energy of that specific month in the year, that specific time of the year. We talked about the fact that there's 4 elements: earth, air, fire, and water, that are all also part of nature and integral to the cycle of life and the cycle of earth and Mother Nature. And we're going to continue on because astrology is all about the earth and the planet and the cycle of life when we talk about modalities. So I'm sure you guys have heard already, I'm a fixed sign, I'm a cardinal sign, I'm a mutable sign. Well, those are the modalities in astrology. And all 12 signs are divided into one of those 3 categories. And when we talk about modalities, fixed, mutable, or cardinal, we talk about the energy of that particular time of the year. So that there's 3 specific energies, not just times of every month of the year, but there's specific energy to the season. And that's why the 12 signs are divided into these 3 categories, because there will be times in the year that the season has a similar feel, and I'm going to explain to you how that works. So there's the fixed signs, and the fixed signs come at the time of the year, at the time of the season, where the seasons are stable. So it's midsummer, it's midwinter, it's mid-spring, and it's mid-fall. And when I talk about mid, I mean that there's not a lot of change in the climate, and the climate is really stable. So if it's midwinter, you're in midwinter. It's cold every day. There's a specific feeling towards midwinter, as is midsummer. There's not going to be a lot of change in the climate. So the 4 signs that fall into the fixed sign category is Scorpio, Taurus, Leo, and Aquarius. And those 4 signs are the fixed signs, and they take on that feeling of that specific mid-season feel. So that mid-season feel, that's to say that they don't really like change. They're stable. They're rigid. They make a decision and they stick with it. They say that they're going to do something and they follow it through to the end. They don't like change very much. They like when things are constant, because at that time of the year, things are constant. And when we say things, it's, Mother Nature at that time of the year is constant. So when we're in midsummer, midwinter, mid-spring, and mid-fall, there's no question as to what season it is. If it's fall, it's cooler and the leaves have fallen and the trees are looking bare, but it's not quite winter. So really the fixed signs have that specific quality to the natural progression of the climate. So when we talk about cardinal signs, the cardinal signs are Libra, Capricorn, Cancer, and Aries. And Aries. And those 4 signs come at the time of the year where the season is just beginning. So we're not quite mid-season, and it's not quite the changing of the seasons, but it's the beginning of the season. So the cardinal signs have that quality to them. They are the beginners of things. They are the initiators of things. It's when things are taking action. They're leaders. They're the beginners, whereas the fixed signs are the stayers and the followers through. The cardinal signs are more initiators. They're going to bring the energy of starting things, but seeing it through, maybe not so much. So if you have a lot of cardinal signs in your chart, it could be that very often you start projects, but you don't really, finish them. It's going to be, the fixed signs that come in and finish the project, but they might not necessarily be the beginners of things, because again, they don't like change. So the beginning of things is going to be left to the cardinal signs, which like that excitement and that energy of something new. And so the cardinal signs and the fixed signs are different, but still very important to the cycle of things. And if you think about a specific project, and if you have, let's say, a team working on a project, you need those leaders and you need those followers through just as much. So sometimes I hear, oh, I'm a fixed sign, I'm more dependable or whatever. And yeah, that's true, but everybody brings something, important to the mix. Everybody does, even the mutable signs, which is next. So the mutable signs are Sagittarius, Virgo, Pisces, and Gemini. And they are the changers. So, of course, they come at the time of the year where the season is changing. And I don't mean the beginning of a season. I don't mean mid-season. I mean when the seasons are changing. So it's not really stable. One day, it can be really hot outside and you need to wear shorts, and the next day you might need to wear a coat. That's a perfect description of the mutable signs, because they love change and they thrive on variety, and they thrive on the novelty of different things, and they hate being in a routine, and they hate when things are kind of like monotonous. Like the fixed signs do. They really do like a lot of change, and they're very adaptable. So the mutable signs will take over when the cardinal signs have started the project, and the fixed signs have seen it through all to the end, and the mutable signs will come in and be like, okay, well, this isn't working, so we're gonna change it, and we're gonna go in a different direction completely. So that's pretty much a clear explanation on the mutable signs. They really are changeable. They're adaptable. They can be put into any type of situation and adjust to their surroundings and to people. And they love the different, vibe to things. They hate when things become routine and steady. They feel very uncomfortable with that. They get bored. They need constant, change and excitement and things like that. So that is a basic explanation to the modalities: fixed, cardinal, and mutable. Each one of the elements will have a fixed, cardinal, and mutable sign, which is to say that all the fire signs will have a fixed, cardinal, and mutable fire sign. Each of the water signs will have a fixed, cardinal, and mutable water sign. So all four of the elements will be again divided into one of those three modalities. So I hope that makes sense to you guys. That's my quick basic explanation of modalities. Again, it has all to do with Mother Nature and the earth and that specific energy of that time of the year. And I haven't quite decided what my next video is going to be yet, but I think we're going to discuss birth charts and the personal and outer planets. I think that's where I'm going next, because I have a lot of questions about that from people, you know, like what is a birth chart? I've never heard of that. So I'm going to kind of break it down into, I think that's going to be my next video. So thank you for watching. Like, comment, share, follow. Don't hesitate to contact me for a private reading, a tarot reading, astrological analysis. I love to do that for you guys, and I'm gonna come back soon with Astrology 101, the basics part 4. Bye.